Welcome into a very special edition of the chat room. I'm Annie Costabile alongside businessman, music mogul, producer, actor, director, Ice Cube. What hat are you most proud of wearing, do you think?
Father.
Yeah.
That's probably my most proudest hat. I love the entertainment industry. Getting into it first through music and then movies and now sports. Entertainer is probably a cool title.
How has your music career and your acting career now helped you in the sports entertainment business?
Through music, touring and doing shows, me and my partner Jeff Quinitz, who's promoted shows for forever, we know what it takes to fill up a building and promote something and get people excited. So that's helped. My movie career, just understanding, what's a good frame, like, when you're shooting a movie, like what makes a good frame. And it's the same thing that makes a good picture in a frame. You have to capture the composition right. So that's helped me with, the look of the league and, how important signage and logos and colors and things like that are. So, my background in music and movies has helped me somewhat, kind of get through some of the broad strokes when it comes to sports.
Your league is now in its third year, but how did this vision, this dream of building this league, creating this league come to be?
As a fan, something that I wanted to see. I was a little frustrated that my favorite players retire after 10, 15 years. They retire, and I know they still play. I know they still, in gyms and rec rooms all over the country, got these great athletes playing basketball who, for whatever reason, there's no more room for them in the NBA. So, I was like, why can't we still see these guys play? And I had thought about 3-on-3 for a long time, on like, why isn't it elevated to the professional level? And both ideas started to match. And me and my partner, we really started to brainstorm on how could it work. And after about a year, all the ideas were so good, we decided to start the league.
What have you learned now in year 3 versus year 1?
That is hard. It's just, until you get over the hump, it's just hard to introduce a new sport to America, to the world. And, we expected some, bumps in the road. You can't anticipate everything that's going to come at you. And, we wasn't able to anticipate everything. So, things are hard until they're not. It's been 20 years since the last league was invented from scratch and has taken off, which is UFC.
Right.
So, and it really took them 9 years to turn a profit, really. But, we plan to do it in less than half the time.
You've been in every major city that the league plays in. You're always sideline, courtside, supporting this league. Why do you feel like that's important? Your presence in every gym is important.
Well, I'm a fan, and I helped put this together because I wanted to see it and I wanted to be a part of it. And, I have the opportunity, and, I'm like the Pied Piper for this league too. I gotta put my money where my mouth is, put my time where I'm asking other people to come out their house and pay money to watch basketball. So, I feel like, I need to be there in support of the league to show people how much the the league means to me and hopefully how much it should mean to them.
How do you battle being a league based on nostalgia versus a league based on competitiveness and actually bringing fans in for competitive basketball and not just some of their favorite retired NBA players?
Well, I think there's a world where both can exist. I think just the nature of who our coaches are. We have Hall of Fame coaches from Dr. J to Iceman to Rick Barry, Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman. So that's going to be there, but it's really up to us to make sure that we're promoting high competition played at a high level. And if we see players that can't play at a high level, it's really up to us to tell them that they probably need to watch and not participate, because it is a pro league. It's not a celebrity game or a pickup game or all-star game where nobody cares, nobody really goes for it like that. So you have to be ready and you have to play at a high level. And wherever we see that guys aren't ready, they won't be a part of the league.
Has that part of it been difficult, cutting ties with some players that are obviously also not just players that are playing in your league, but are also friends of yours?
Yeah, I mean, it's a business though. So in that sense, it's not that hard, but you feel for these guys and, all of them can come back. All they got to do is show that they're ready to play at this level. And, guys may have thought that it was going to be easy because it's half court, but it's actually a lot harder in ways. So you have to be ready. We want your game, not just your name.
What has it been like working with some of these personalities, from Allen Iverson to Dr. J, Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman, like you mentioned?
It's great. It's it all starts with respect. I respect who they are and what they do and what they've done, and they respect me. And so from there, it's really all about doing something cool together. I love being able to work closely with some of my heroes like that. That's a dream come true in a lot of ways. And it's just great, but they know at the end of the day, it's a business, and I'm gonna run it like a business. I'm not gonna run it like a friendship. Even though my Hall of Famers get a lot more leeway than anybody else.
Does Dr. J ever get out there on the court, or is he strictly
Never.
a coach?
Strictly a coach. Those dudes have hung up their basketball shoes, but they have tons and tons of knowledge, tons and tons of basketball IQ, where they can teach guys, about how to win. And so I'm proud to have, some of the gods of basketball as a part of our league.
Okay, I'm a retired NBA player, let's just say. How would you sell me on playing for your league? What's that call like when someone retires and you're like, I need them in the big three?
It would be more or less like what size uniform you wear, because we got a uniform ready for you in the big three. What you need. I know you like it. I know you love it. I know you ain't got nothing better to do. Come play.
Is there anybody out there right now that you're really honed in on? I mean, Carmelo. Have you had a conversation with Carmelo at all?
No conversations with Carmelo. I feel like, guys like that are really trying to get back into the NBA, and they'll call me when they're ready. So it's more or less the other way around. I think at this point, the league speaks for itself, and if they really want to play, they'll call me. If I have to call them too much, they don't really want to play.
Have you been in contact with Kobe Bryant? Are those rumors true?
Yeah, I've been in contact with Kobe, but not about playing in the big three. I mean, he's told me he's not going to play, so I'm going to take him for his word until he shows me otherwise.
Michael Jordan, if you called him up to come play for the big three, would it be to play or would it be to coach?
It would probably be, as part owner. You know, not as a coach or a player. He since he owns the Hornets, he can't play.
Right.
So I think if he didn't, he probably would try. You know, he probably would play.
This league is huge on inclusivity. Nancy Lieberman was the first female coach of any male professional sports team. And you also hired Lisa Leslie, and as well as women in your front office. Why is that important to you guys? And was that what you set out to do from day one?
I mean, always with all the businesses that we have anything to do with, you know, inclusiveness is part of it. You know, growing up black, you understand what discrimination is, and you know, to be in a position of power and to discriminate is kind of, you know, against, you know, my nature, so to speak. I just want the best people for the job. Katino Mobley put it perfectly. He said, if women can teach us how to speak and walk, they could teach us how to dribble and shoot. So what difference do it make? You know, long as you know your game, long as you know the X's and O's and what a team has to do, and you can motivate your players, it's never been an issue with me, and I don't understand why it's taking so long for other sports to embrace it.
On that note, do you see a day when women are going to be included as players in the Big Three, or do you see yourselves starting a separate Big Three league for retired WNBA players or overseas players?
In a perfect world, we're big enough to start a whole separate league. That means that we're very successful, and we have the you know, the wherewithal, I guess, to do another league. You know, I wouldn't ask a woman to compete in the Big Three on that level. I mean, I wouldn't deny if they wanted to, but you know, these guys go extremely hard and it's extremely physical. So, you know, a woman would have to challenge herself and say, hey, I want to try out in the combine, and you know, I wouldn't deny them, but you know, it's pretty rough in there. So it's kind of to me different levels in a way.
A couple Chicago-based questions now. When you come here, where's your go-to spot for dinner?
I like Gibson's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great spot. Nice food. I've been going there for years. Nice atmosphere.
Lollapalooza's going on this weekend. Are you headed over there at all to see anyone?
Nah, I'm a little busy this weekend, you know, so I got my head in the basketball, so I'm gonna let other people deal with music.
What album right now is a favorite of yours?
Oh, you know, I'm still listening to old records, you know.
Any new guys that you?
Not really. I haven't been focused on music for the last, you know, 9 months. You know, it's all basketball.
Lastly, as this third year kind of comes to an end, what is the goal heading into the fourth year of the Big Three?
Evaluate what we did, you know, good. Evaluate what we can do better. Make the changes to, you know, keep shoring up the foundation of the league. Dealing with more, you know, sponsors and partners, and you know, get the right media deal. It's a lot of work to do.